screwed up the ending there, but that was fun. All right, let's see if anyone's here. Let's see if anyone's here yet. Who do we have? Oh, wow, we got some people here. We got Zcash VR. We got Alex POTUS. We got It's So Talented from It Was 1988. Thank you very much. See, I would have started clapping there. Thank you very much, bro. What's in the command prompt? Oh, you're going to see, my man. It goes down at 6:10 for the command prompt. 6:10 is the time for the command prompt. Can I see how many people are watching? 6. I don't know if I've ever had that. Very cool. All right, I'm going to play one more song. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. What should I play? I got time for more. We'll just pretend that didn't even happen. I tell you what, 9 viewers, what a thrill. And you all get to look at my management interface because I don't have 2 monitors. I want to apologize for that. How's it going, everyone? I recognize some names here from the Telegram, I think, which is super cool of you to be here. Let's, still 5 minutes till 6. I said I wouldn't start yet, and there's no pleasantries to respond to, so I believe I will play another song. Cool. So, let's take a look. Let's start talking. This is it. This is the first, I don't know, maybe not the first, but there are few independent Zcash community gatherings. And you are at one right now. And I thank you for joining me because I think it's important that this happens. I'm drinking coffee in a mug. I would invite you to grab a beverage as appropriate. You're a pretty unique crowd, so you might have a test tube or a water skin, a bottle of cold brew or 3, a drinking horn or a big glass boot, or you might be a mug man like me. I hope that whatever you have, it's filled with a beverage that you will raise with me and greet the new dusk, or dawn, if that is what your geography brings you. So, cheers. Lemonade. Nothing wrong with lemonade, man. Absolutely classic. Set to go, man. So cool. Let's go over this this command prompt. If you guys are 2 minutes late, that's how it goes. So, I had an issue with ZECpages. One incentive issue that I noticed this week is I like to use my own app. I like ZECpages. I like to like posts that I like. At the same time, because the board address is mine, I am essentially able to like posts for free because I'm sending the money to myself. So what you see in this command prompt, and let me jump into OBS and maximize the command prompt so we can talk about an exciting new system. I'm still feeling it out. It might not be perfect, but we'll see where it goes. This is what we're looking at, and the idea is fake likes. Not really fake likes, but free likes for me. Yeah, absolutely. Like Twitter. So, in order to make likes have more integrity and meaning, I am going to do a RNG-based system to redistribute some of the like money such that essentially a like will cost me 5 cents, right? So if you like your own post and you have a Zatter and it basically costs you 5 cents because you get the money, this is going to even the playing field and do the same for me, which I think is important for the integrity of the platform and also my own fun. Like, it's not as much fun to like it for free, I'll be real with you. So the logic is as follows. These are all the Zatters that are in a board post this month, right? Within the last month, these Zatters have been included in board posts as reply Zatters. They're also Zatters that appear in the directory. Now, there might end up being ways to game this, like if someone makes a zillion directory accounts and starts posting with a different Zatter every single time. I don't know. I guess it is, but I guess that's fine because it's more users and it's a use case for Zec and it proves that it's anonymous and it makes people think about that. But we might have to mitigate some of this random distribution if it seems like it's just creating a bunch of fake users. So I would encourage you not to game this and to enjoy it. The odds are good you will never receive any funds from this because it's going to be one of these users chosen at random to get half of all the like money. You can see that there are 279 likes that have not been split yet this month. Before there were 0, right? So, at 10 minutes past the hour, this will stop like being hypothetical, right? In about 6,000 seconds from this print, right? So 10 minutes past the hour, this should fire, and it'll actually choose this address and send half of every like spent to the user. So what would that be? 0.279 Zec divided by 2. So if this is one of your Zatters, you might get some Zec, and it's just because I want to make the site mean something, and I think it's really cool that you pay for a like. I think it's really cool that you can redistribute likes, and the only way to keep both sides of that and still charge myself is this, and I think this is pretty clever. I want to explain the logic of it because this is kind of a cool blockchain application. And this is blockchain as a slow but provably fair random number generator is what you're seeing going on here. So I have this list of posters, and one of these posters needs to get half of all the like money. How am I going to choose one randomly and prove to you all that it was fair? Hey, what's up, free man crypto? Definitely a big fan of the free man. Welcome to the stream. Great to see you. I don't have notifications, so I probably won't be a good streamer in terms of thanking people. Yek Roulette, yeah, that was an inspiration for this. I thought that was an extremely clever use of the blockchain, and ZEC has a much faster block time. So I say it's a slow but provably fair RNG, but at least it's a little faster than Yek. It's a start, right? Mike is Zalman, aka Cisco. Oh, what's up, man? Super good to see you. Absolutely wonderful. So here's the plan. This is the current block hash as of this text print, which would have been RNG. Sorry, good question. RNG is a gamer term, so that is why I assumed everyone would know it. RNG is a random number generator. So if I want to get numbers at random, and people might have a great reason to tell me that these aren't totally random in terms of how the hash works, and I'm all ears if so. But for all practical purposes, I consider this hex string to be more or less random, especially little bits of it, right? Because it's a valid block hash, it has leading zeros. That's how mining works. But what I do is I grab the last 2 digits of the current active, like, top block hash. I convert it, it's hexadecimal, to a decimal value. And then I use that decimal value modded over the length of the posters to figure out who is currently going to receive things. So poster 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. This is the address ending in PJ. And you see, if this was it, if this was the block hash, when everything came, when business really got done, this guy would have won. Now, this was forever ago. This was probably at about 5:10. So this block hash is not the active block hash right now. So we'll see where it's at. I have not tested this script. So if at 10 past the hour it fires and I have some kind of error and the user doesn't get paid, everyone was here, you saw the address, I'll send it manually, we'll make it work. But this is the idea. It definitely is a little raw, and obviously this UI is terrible, right? Like, it's not a UI, it's a console on my live stream, right? So if this becomes a system that's integrated with ZECpages, there would probably be a UI on the site dedicated to tracking this over time, right? Because I think it's really important for the integrity of the site, at least for me. I mean, it's quite possible I'm making a big deal about something that nobody cares about. So we'll see how it goes. It's an A/B test. We'll see if people like it. Oh, boy. So what else can we talk about? So while we wait for that, I guess I would love for anyone to talk about ZECpages or ZEC, and what you're thinking right now. What do you want from ZECpages or ZEC? What do you think they do well? What do you think they could do better? Jerry Brito joined, which is dope. Coin Center, I think, is really focused on regulatory reform, which is mega important. So it's a super honor to have him on board. Boy, I'm just gonna open up a tab and start idly reading Twitter. I kind of forget I'm live streaming. So we'll talk a little bit about what I think is cool about ZECpages. And I think I heard Balaji say this in a call with Ryan Selkis in December. He talked about a blockchain-based, like blockchain model view controller model for web applications. And model view controller is like a website where you interact with a database, like Twitter, like Facebook. Like, there's a database of posts. Your user can make posts in that database. So the next step, and ZECpages is one of the simplest examples you could see of this, which is, I think, is part of its charm and part of its greatness, is there's this global state. The view key for the board is this global blockchain state that the app is built around. Scott Adams has talked about this as well, the idea that the future of social media is based on a public, raw data state that people build UIs and filters around. And I think there are 2 really key advantages to that. The first is durability, which is maybe not as important, even though it's cool and powerful. But durability is cool. Like, you can copy the board, like the ZECpages board, anywhere, and it will never go away. And I guess durability means it's there forever, too. So I guess durability is probably cooler than I give it credit for. But what I think is cool is auditability. When you have this global public data that different people have UIs around, things like a social media algorithm become auditable. And you can make a choice about the social media that you choose based on how they filter, based on the environment they promote, and you can tell the intentional information because the raw data is available. Now, at scale, this wouldn't be a you as an individual user thing. This would be an industry based around describing accurately how different content moderation algorithms work across platforms. So I really see that as being super future, and if Scott Adams and Balaji say something like that, you should probably listen. And it makes a lot of sense to me because we're in a place where we don't trust any of our social media, especially because everyone views it as being on one side or the other. So you could have a social media that is provably to a certain standard, auditably to a certain standard. I've probably repeated that too much. So we talked about like integrity distribution. ZECpages in a few years will be a non-Twitter LOL. I think you may be correct, man. I'm getting pretty amped, and it's cool. I think the memo field and the storage that it allows on layer 1 Zec is super unique and needs to be leveraged in all kinds of cool ways that nobody has. It's funny, I'll bring up ZBay. I've cast some aspersions on them this week, but the idea of a full stack app that's driven by pretty quick memos, right? Like ZeroConf is even good enough for most transactions. If you split up the notes right, you could get, I think, a pretty decently responsive UI. I was trying to build a entirely Zcash memo driven API for a poker server, like a permissionless poker server. But of course, there's no light wallet, like zero confirmation option. There's a lot of questions about it, and poker is just kind of a weird app to build, and I've never built a poker app before. So I got tied up in poker logic, and the memo field is easy to use, but it's not that easy to use at that level of complexity. So I did abandon that, but I thought it was a pretty neat idea. We're coming up on 6:10. Let's see what this machine does. Who knows? Maybe I won't do anything. What about illegal data written on the blockchain? That's a good question. I don't know if I'm super not a lawyer. And before I go into anything super speculative, I want to just make it set a ground rule, which is everything I say that sounds authoritative it has the tacit addition behind it that I might be wrong. We're all getting into this stuff for the first time, and if I make a statement about Zcash or something like that, fact check me. I might be wrong. This is all new, so please help me with fact checks where necessary. Illegal data on the blockchain was the question, and that's a really good question. For ZECpages, that's a really good question. I'm not certain if that's a me problem. That might be my problem, but it might not. I think with the way regulators look at Bitcoin and its mining and its openness as... Like, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't say if that's my problem. I will say it better not be, because I can't control what gets sent to an address. It's like a push system. So I think that's a sticky issue. I think there are a lot of sticky issues with anonymity that are a little bit scary, but I think that something low stakes and chill like ZECpages is a pretty good way to start feeling them out. The fact that I can't stop your messages push system is kind of weird. That it's this cryptographically verifiable open DMs, I think is how Sonia Mann put it once. And it is. It's very strange. Yeah. I lost my train of thought. I'm going to read the chat because that's cool. ZECpages and Why do you think ZECpages has captured the user's attention while Zboard hasn't? I have my guesses, but curious to hear yours. That's a good question. I don't know. My guess is ethos and credibility, which is like if the Zcash found there's two things, and actually the bigger answer is waterfall versus agile, right? Waterfall versus agile is the answer, right? I'll wax about ethos and credibility someday, but the biggest difference is waterfall versus agile. Zboard, maybe you can't say maybe it's not technically a waterfall, but it was built to a spec. They said, we want to deliver you a board. This is the way it's going to work. We're going to make this explainer page about Zcash, and that's their deliverable. They got paid. They made that deliverable. Bye. That is not really done in software development anymore. All software development now revolves around a strategy called Agile, where you build an MVP, right? I'm sure you all saw how janky and ugly ZECpages was when I built it last February on the side while I was in Intro to Python class, right? But I built out the MVP, and it was nice. And then people said, hey, I like this. I don't like this. I don't understand this. This wording doesn't make sense to me. And what you do with Agile is you release a minimum viable product, you get feedback, you do a retrospective, and you say what worked, what didn't, what do we change, you do another cycle. I would say that is the big key difference between Zboard and ZECpages, which is they made a complete product, they got paid to make a product, they gave you it, and it's done. And software is never complete, especially software that doesn't have users. Once it had users, if there was user feedback, they could iterate and make something cooler that people want. All right, let's catch up with the chat. I think because nowadays people are attracted to grassroots projects. That's what I was going to say about credibility. I think that's a factor, but honestly, I think just responsiveness to user needs is a bigger issue, now that I say it out loud. We're engaging with Mike in real time. It feels real, like we're a part of it. Hell yeah. Zboard feels cookie cutter, corporate. I think that's true, but that's an aesthetic thing, right? You do another cycle, you can make it look cute. Who uses waterfall nowadays? I'm not even a programmer, and I know how to use microservices. Yeah, I mean, construction workers use waterfall because you're not gonna put up an MVP of a skyscraper and then run a cycle based on feedback and retro the next week. So waterfall has its place, but it ain't software. Am I confusing waterfall with monolithic? I don't know. I'm not a product manager, so if I'm using the wrong nomenclature, someone tell me. Cool, great answer. Thanks. I appreciate that. You are most welcome, my friend. We got 10 people here, which is super dope. The fact that anyone uses ZECpages tickles me, and it's so sick that it's something people use, and it's sick that it's becoming something that I think is powerful. Wait a sec. Where am I? I'm just talking with you guys looking at the screen here. How rude. There. That's better. Let's see, what else? So I talked about blockchain MVC. I talked about blockchain as an RNG. I noticed this thing hasn't done anything yet. Oh, we got a TX ID. Dope. Okay, UK3, you won. You've definitely posted a lot, so you deserve it. You got all these likes. Is that 280 by the end? 280 likes, my man. Congratulations. And thank you, actually, for the credibility that you have given ZECpages by receiving this. And thank you for using ZECpages. That's actually dope. Randomized redistribution, founder-like text. Wow, how sick. Okay, I'm really glad that worked. That tickles me. Cool. So that's blockchain as RNG in a nutshell. So to review, E8 is 232 in decimal, which if you modulo it over the number of posters is 4. So here we go, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's UK3. I forget who UK3 is, but I know he's a bro, and this pleases me. So that's that. That's likes redistributed, which is cool. What do you think of Cosmos Atom partnership with the Zcash team? If that happened, it's not something I know too much about. Isn't there a Zcash peg zone to Cosmos? Cosmos, for some reason, I just think Cosmos, Polkadot, and I don't know anything about them. I don't know if they're the same thing or if they're just in a similar place in my brain. Super ignorant of that. Let's see. Found it. Zcash peg zone. Let's take a look. I'm not sure what this is. Bringing privacy to Cosmos. I mean, this looks like a proposal, right? Is this getting worked on? It's just an empty repo with the README. Oh, they got a fork for an update to their plan. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if sometimes I wonder if the most secure software of all would be the software with 0 users. Hey, what's up? Luis, my man. Good to see you. Zaki Manian. I don't know. The proof is in the pudding, man. I'm at a point where if you tell me you're going to do something, I don't know. I'm going to temper my expectations. What do you think about UDAs? Really good question. I don't have a super strong answer. I think there's decent amounts to both sides. I think Zuko's argument on fundamentals, that a top-heavy UDA could reduce the value of the Zcash underlying token, I think the fundamentals argument is sound. But I also think if you look around in the post-Wall Street Bets world, that fundamentals don't mean anything. Or they don't mean as much as I'd like them to. So, I share the concerns, and I'm never going to be the guy who throws fundamentals to the wind. I didn't buy GameStop, even though I thought it was cool. And yeah, the ratio in this video, I'm interested to see what it is. That's my take on UDAs. I haven't put too much thought into it, but I'm a fundamentals guy, and I don't think they're great on the fundamentals. That said, I don't think that means they're guaranteed to like tank the token price. What the fuck is up with the ratio on this video? Let's see what video it is. Live Q&A with Tyler Winklevoss. I don't know, man. Like, people lost money. It's got a bad ratio. That's how it is, right? The token goes down. People aren't happy. Boy. I'm not sure if I have too much else. It's super cool y'all came, and I'm really glad. I would love any feedback on the mechanism of randomly selecting people via blockchain. I think it seems pretty good for what we have. I'd love to build it into a UI in ZECpages so that we could all talk about it. Does anyone have any questions, any thoughts, any suggestions, feedback, feature requests? I'm super at your disposal, and I'm endlessly grateful for your use of ZECpages. So let me know, honestly, here or on Twitter. I am always open to feature requests. I forget who it was. I guess I don't. Oh, it was on Twitter. No, it was on the board. The idea of forwarding the pinned post to everyone in the directory was actually a stroke of brilliance. I don't know whose it was. I think they tagged their post, but that was a really good idea. So I'm sorry that I can't give you credit with your name, but the idea that the pinned request or the pinned post should be sent via Z2Z to everyone is totally financially sustainable and viable, and it's a super cool feature. So big ups for that. Z/feature requests. That's right. That's right. ZECpages.com/Z/feature requests. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Any feedback is absolute gold to me, and I appreciate each one of you who DMs me, tells me when there's an issue. That's super good. I'm sorry, you need to tell me what you're asking why. Oh, is that on UDAs? On the fundamentals? Unless ZEC is like a super like gas, like F-gas, like just having our set tiny transaction fee be the backing for UDAs on top of it, I'm not sure if that's necessarily a sustainable system. Oh, why was the feature cool? Oh, fair. The feature is cool because it is totally a reasonable financial ask. Like the pinned post costs 0.16 ZEC, right? Sending a message to everyone on the board costs like a minute fraction of that. So on the one hand, the pinned post is already covering that price like by 100,000%. So dope. I can build this feature and it'll cost me and the board nothing extra. Love it. The other side of it is it uses more ZEC. 259 people are going to get a Z2Z message every time the pinned post changes. Right now that doesn't happen. That's a little more expansion, it's a little more interaction with the protocol, and it's a little more users getting something coming to them. Which is cool to me. To me, I think that's really cool. That's one of the things I like about ZECpages is sending the likes back to you. Getting this cycle where it's not just some gorgeous crystalline vending machine in cyberspace that you shoot dimes to in like a sexy side channel, but it shoots nickels back to you. I don't know. To me, that's cool. Let's see what we got. What got you interested in Zcash initially? That's a pretty good question. And the answer is silly. I got into Zcash because I started doing carnivore diet because Zuko tweeted about it all the time, and I felt really good. I got in the best shape of my life. I got like really strong. I was doing 500 push-ups a day. I felt like a god. My energy levels were super sustainable. I still pretty much do it, and yeah, honestly, that's how it started. ZECpages might consider it spam. Maybe separate pin and news drop. They are separate right now, but I don't know. Like, there's enough money that I can just attach enough cash to it that, you know, I think people would receive the spam. Paying people to get spam is all good. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers. Cool. I've never banned anyone before. How do I do this? How do I... Does this... Oh, I see. See, I'm learning this interface together. I get to ban someone. What a joy. Leave, pleb. Agree. I love that analogy. Oh, gotcha. Thank you. Nice. Okay. What do you think about ZRC20s? Seems awesome. LOL. I think they're really powerful, right? That's UDAs. I think the idea is extremely powerful, but I think we do need to be careful about the top heaviness problem, which is like, if ZEC is the backbone of every other chain, it should bring value to ZEC. Like, it would be kind of sweet and self-sacrificing for ZEC to bring privacy to every chain and no value to ZEC. But as a ZEC holder, that would not be my first choice for what to move forward with. And I suspect many others feel the same. So it's an issue. I'm not sure if it's a big problem because this is something that nobody knows about. These are uncharted waters. Cool. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. All right. Dope. So I guess a pretty good way to finish this out. I think UDAs would onboard new users. I think that's a totally fair point. When I say that it's bad on the fundamentals, but we're in a post-Wall Street bets world, I mean that UDAs, ZRC20s, maybe the headlines are good enough, right? Like if the intricacies of the tokenomics maybe don't give value to ZEC, like does that matter for any other top 10 coin? So that's the other side of it, and that's more cynical, and that's really not who I am. Like, that's not how I play. Like, I don't own XRP. If I was smart and I was cynical and I thought, well, this has huge unit bias, this has mega unit bias, so people are going to buy it, it's going to pump every alt season, yeah, maybe I'd own it, but that's just not who I am. Yeah, we pay by holding. Yeah, exactly. We pay by holding. And so in the sense that it's a hype cycle, it might onboard new users. Maybe that's super important. Maybe they get into ZEC. But if the UDAs mean that their BTC or their BCH or their ETH or their XTZ moves anonymously for essentially free and it does nothing to the ZEC token price, then I love the users. I'm glad crypto has users. I'm glad crypto's open. I'm glad there's privacy. But the incentive alignment experiment that was Zcash would seem to have been a failure for holders. Wouldn't they have to buy Zcash to get ZBTC? I'm not sure. I don't know. How much would they have to buy? Would it matter? Right now, Zcash costs 1,000 Satoshis to send a transaction. If the memo field is enough to send the right data, that it just costs 1,000 Satoshis to send a transaction, that's an awful lot of scaling for ZEC to take on for these UDAs before we probably see much of a price impact. But I mean, in ETH, if you turn something into wrapped BTC, like you do have to buy a little bit of ETH, and ETH's gas works different than ZEC transaction fees, so there's definitely a better profit margin, but they would bring additional counterparty risk. That's the sacrifice. Are you talking to any wallets about working together? That's a really good question. The answer is no. I've built a couple based on ZECwallet Lite that are wallet clients, and that has a few issues with it. I think you're totally right, Luis, that working with an existing wallet developer would be way better than what I did, which is built it from scratch. And there are a lot of good reasons for that too. So let's say we're talking about Aditya and ZECwallet. He has all the trust in the world, all the users in the world, and it's audited. If Aditya put the time in to build a board UI, and that's all it is a UI, right? It's a different way of visualizing transactions. You have a wallet, you visualize transactions, the board visualizes them differently. The likes, they show up as a heart count, right? But they're still just Zcash transactions at their core. So all it is a UI upgrade for any wallet. If Aditya built it, that would be ideal. Let's see. Holding ZEC is self-custody. ZRC20s would not be. I guess I don't really follow that. A ZECwallet like web extension would be dope. Which wallets currently work with ZECpages after the drama? ZECwallet still works. I would recommend it. I suspect that if Aditya does make his exit, ZECwallet is an open source project. Someone capable will pick it up. It might not be as good or as reliable as Aditya, but it'll probably still work. I've heard, and this is 100% I've heard, that Unstoppable Wallet is good. It has Zatter support, and people say it works. And Nighthawk Wallet, I've heard is good. I've heard of bugs in the past, but I've heard it works. And it's Zatter only. Kind of cool. But at the end of the day, I would use ZECwallet. ZECwallet is the only wallet. The others are nice to haves. Like, I'm glad they exist, but there's no reason not to just use ZECwallet aside from like being a nice guy and trying to be sweet to the ecosystem, which you all are because you use ZECpages, and I love you so much. Cool. Any other thoughts? Any other questions? I need something to go off of. I don't have a really good plan, and it's super exciting that you're all here. And I really want to just be reactive, feedback, conversational. It'd be really cool. I don't know. I'm trying to get my feet. What's next on the backlog? Good question. Aw, you love me too. That's very sweet. Let's look. Let's have a look at the backlog together. Where's my display capture? I like this. I like this shot of just the top of my head. That's kind of cool. I thought that was kind of cool. Okay. Let's take a look at the old backlog. Here we go. Here we go. So we'll talk about ideas, and we'll talk about what's definitely going to happen and what's maybe going to happen. This is our Trello board. It's public. I'll drop this in the chat in case you guys want to see. This is our Trello board. Right now it's just me and our UX person, Nooner Vision. And currently we're working on a leaderboard. I'll let that slip. That'll be an announcement in this here. I haven't said that before. A leaderboard. A separate page with super cool decorations for the top 10 most liked posts. I think it'll be fun. It adds no complexity to the app. It makes likes feel a little more valuable because you get like a position. I think, well, you'll have to wait and see what it really is, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a playful feature, and it's going to add no complexity to the app. It won't be like a new ZEC interface, but it'll be fun. There are sub boards right now that are not paginated. They don't have a lot of posts, so that doesn't matter. That's just a to-do. Pagination should be like page-based. Am I sharing the right screen? Yeah, this looks good. Like, if you look at this, it just has next and previous. There should be an interface here where you can click like more than one page down at a time. You guys know the kinds of page and interfaces that there are. Just another to-do. Allow filtering to remove subs from all posts lists. This I think is kind of cool. If there's a discussion you're really not interested in, right? Like there's drama or people are posting in some sub you don't like. I want to give people the option to say, I don't want to see that one anymore, and it lives in their browser or their token or whatever. And when they log on, they just don't see that sub. Which is kind of cool, right? It gives you a little power over the filters too. And I'll tell you, yeah, it gives you a little power over the filters too. Some UI upgrades. I need to upgrade this reply interface here. This reply interface is cool. If I want to reply to this, let's do it less negative post. Here we go. Let's reply to this. Let's send a Z to Z right now, guys. Let's reply. It's going to be, hey, Mike. I'm watching the stream right now. Your hair looks great. You're very handsome. Well spoken. And I love your ideas. Thanks for doing everything you do, not Mike. Z to Z. Alright. I'm getting into ZEC Wallet Lite, folks. The best wallet there's ever been. The best Zcash wallet there's ever been. Here we go. Let's let Mike know he's doing a great job and he looks good. Cool. So this reply interface is nice. I like it. It makes this QR. It updates this URI for me. But what it doesn't do correctly right now is if I add emojis, like more than one, the rest of the string gets corrupted because I'm doing something wrong with how I'm encoding the string to this base 64 string. And then this base 64 string gets decoded in ZEC Wallet, and everything after the first emoji is kind of screwed up. It's tricky. I think someone asked in the thread if I have anyone helping. Let's see, any other devs helping you? Asked ZCash VR, and the answer is not yet. A guy from Coinbase, an engineer from Coinbase, hit me up and asked if he could help, and I sicked him on this exact problem. If he fixes it, I'll definitely give him full credit. He forked the repo. Maybe he'll fix it. I appreciate it. Emojis are weird, and text encoding is weird, and it's not my area of expertise. I have a lot to learn here, and I've got a lot of other stuff on my plate. But this UI needs to work with emojis for me to want to present it to you. You probably don't know this is there because I've just never tweeted about it or talked about it because I don't like how unpolished its emoji handling is. Other than that, it's pretty nice. It will cap your message at the appropriate number of characters, which is kind of cool. But it is what it is. I wish I could help build it. LOL. Yeah. You definitely can, man. Because the most important thing, always, is users. And you can help build the user base, which builds ZECpages faster than I ever could with software. Honestly, there's something called, I think it's called a Coliseon demo. I might have the nomenclature wrong on that. But I would submit that all of us, as users, enthusiasts, and people who want to onboard people to ZEC, start to do something like this, which is onboard them. Let's say you've got your phone with you with ZEC Wallet Lite. You can say, hey man, you want to see what I'm talking about with this ZEC wallet? They download it. You send them a small amount of ZEC. You say, and let's say they're a normal person and they don't know crypto, right? Let's say they're just a normie and they don't get crypto. You say, here you go. Boom. The crypto appears on their phone. I don't know if you know this, if you remember this, because I know you're all elite, but the first time you get crypto and it hits your wallet, you're like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. The first time you send crypto, you're like, okay, I kind of get it. And the first time you interact with, say, an smart contract, you're like, oh, wow, this is powerful. There's a lot of potential here. And once you do it, it's so much different than hearing some nerd talk to you about how the text is encoded in a really special way so that you're provably interacting with a contract. Then if you just do it and you think like, whoa. And as long as there are enough smart mathematicians auditing each other, that's all you have to think is, whoa, that's cool. So the final thing I would ask you to do would be you onboard someone. You say, download ZEC Wallet, man. I'll hook you up. Hook them up with a tiny bit of ZEC, right? Maybe it's your barista getting a tip, hypothetically. But then you say, and here, let me show you about crypto as a programmable money. you can make a post on ZECpages. Scroll through it, find something that's funny, like a post on ZECpages. And once this all starts to come together, people might see the potential. And once people see the potential, they get excited. So these call us on demos are all about getting other people into a hands-on situation with your technology. And for us, that's Zcash. And I would say that ZECpages is pretty well tailor-made for this because it's almost the simplest application you could make for like blockchain-based data. It is a proof of concept for this paradigm-shifting concept that anyone can interact with in a second. In 5 minutes, you can go, well, there's this raw data state on the blockchain. This serves it. So look, you can send this transaction. And once they do it, they'll go, oh, I sent 9 cents. There it is, right? There's the like, there's the whatever. I think it's neat. How do you spell Colason? It's named for the Stripe guy. It's Colason. I think it's Patrick Colason is Stripe. Yeah. Shotgun bottom left. I tell people it is a tripod, but it is, in fact, a shotgun. Yes. I hope that's not against Twitch TOS. It's just always there. It's there at morning stand-up at work. If it's professional enough for work, it's professional enough for Twitch. No, my paintings are crooked. How embarrassing. Any other questions? I am running out of ideas. I really appreciate y'all for coming. This was super good. Win referral code. Oh my god! You guys blow my mind with these ideas. Oh my god. Win referral code. I don't know, man, but I think sometime. Holy Lord. You know, this is why you go live. This is why you tweet. This is why you talk. This is why you live stream, is because some guy jumps in and gives you a brilliant idea for absolutely free. Like, what a thrill. Win referral code. I'm the one asking that now. Woof! All right. Big. Okay. Okay. Something to think about. Z-Chan is... my people will call you. Yeah, man. Hit me up. I'll Z to Z you, man. You're in the directory. Z-Chan on top of ZECpages Keck. Z-Chan's cool. The idea of a Z-Chan is kind of cool, but the one thing that I think is a tough nut to crack, and I think it's like an IPFS-based solution, which is just something I don't know about yet, but it's images. Like, an image board is an image board. And when you start serving images permissionlessly on an anonymous board, you get more into that scary territory. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there eventually. But we have this permissionless push system. And images are sticky. One really cool thing, it handles onboarding. You're absolutely right, man. It's so brilliant. Honestly, it hurts that I haven't thought of that. Let's go put that on the Trello right now. Here, join me as we apply that brilliant idea to our Trello board. Backlog. Referral codes. Zip, zap, zoop. Let's give the man credit. Oops, that's the wrong referral code. Referral codes. Thanks, Luis. Whew. Honestly, my head is like spinning. I feel dizzy thinking about that. Cool. We can get this out of here. We can put me back on the center stage where I belong. I'm going to catch up with chat, and I think I'm going to call it a night unless someone asks something really cool. +2 ref code, genius. My people will call you that. Handles onboarding. Yes. Much love. Yeah, I love you guys too. Super appreciate you coming by. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to try to stream more or maybe podcast. I think it's really cool that we get ideas flowing in a more open environment. It was a very open environment. Ideas flowed. Some really good shit happened. Let's do this again. I suspect this won't be a fluke. Much love and thank you to all. Have a tremendous night.